Pizza time.
What's up, boys? Today, we're gonna be making a bit of pizza, huh? A little bit of pizza. Chef Wig back at it again. Back here, doing his chef thing, chefing it up, trying to teach you guys how to do a little home cooking, huh? If I can do it, then you certainly can. Now, I've talked about this before. We said it in the intro, okay? It's pizza day. Everybody on this earth needs to have a meal. What does that mean? What's a meal? Well, when someone asks you to cook or you have people over, you need to have your go-to meal. My stepfather, Peter, makes chili. It's terrible. But when Peter says, I'm making my chili, I always peepo pog and hope that it gets better. Peter, maybe try salt or nutmeg. I don't know. But I have the best one. It used to be pasta with a little mayo and tuna. Admittedly gross. When I explained it to people, they would go, yeah. But now I've changed. I am a pizza man. Nobody will ever give you shit for being a pizza man. And trust me, this will be the best pizza you ever had. Unless you've got like a really nice pizza place, and then it won't be close. But like, it's better than Domino's.
He's become a pizza guy. He knocked on everyone's door before stream.
Nobody will ever give you shit for being a pizza man.
And
You're gonna be so mad when I don't give you any.
I will just not eat it.
Yeah, but you'll be so sad. Be gone. I'm working now.
He knocks on everyone's door. He says, it's pizza day, everybody. And he bought a pizza stone, and it's like a fucking, he's like a 40-year-old dad.
Let us begin the process of making pizza. I have a lot of things in front of me, a lot of things. You might be wondering, Ludwig, why do you have so many things in front of you? Great question. Well, we're making pizza. Pizza's not easy to make. You gotta have a lot of things to make a lot of pizza. So, it starts with dough, huh? Now, dough is simple. All it is, it's a bit of yeast and a bit of flour, all right? And then water, and then olive oil. Also salt. That's all though, that's it. That's really it. So you start off with 1 1/8 cups. This is good for 2 pizzas. 2, not 1, 2 pizzas. 1 1/8 cups of water. And then you need a bit of sugar. Where does my sugar? So I'm gonna put half a tablespoon of sugar into the water. I don't really know how to measure half. I just kind of eyeball it. Sure, it's probably fine. What's the worst thing that could happen? So now you need your yeast. I'm just using Bella Rise. I don't know, it's fine. Kind of smells like alcohol, so I think that means it's good. And you just throw it in the water, and then you mix it around a bit, and then you should immediately start getting a little bubble, like it's soap. If it's not immediately bubbling, then your yeast has probably gone bad.
You're giving the worst advice about yeast.
Hey, it's my cooking show.
That's awful.
It's my cooking show.
You just told it, no.
You're not allowed to interfere with my
Yeast
cooking
is
show.
not like soap.
La 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 la. If you wait enough time, it'll start to bloom.
He just said yeast is like soap.
That's when it basically looks like it's farting.
I'm never teaching him anything again.
Do you see it farting a bit? There. So we'll let it bloom for a bit longer. While we do that, we're gonna do our flour. What is dough if not just a bit of water and flour? 2 1/2 cups of flour. I have a half cup here, so I'm just gonna measure out 5 scoops. And then we're gonna put in a little bit of salt. I don't know why. But I do know that you wanna mix the salt in so it's not at the top, because it might kill the yeast. Now, some people put olive oil at this point. I don't like to, so I'm not gonna. So instead, we're just gonna mix in our water, sugar, yeast mixture directly into the flour. So right now I'm just mixing it with the back of a tablespoon marker. Just trying to hydrate the flour a bit. We're just hydrating the flour. And it's a very wet dough. One of the positives of a wet dough is you'll have more bubbles in your crust and it'll be more yummy. So now we got our ball of dough. I'm gonna flour up my hands, and I actually use a lot of flour. And then I'm just gonna flop her on. There it is. And this is your dough. And so the dough has all the ingredients in it, but it doesn't have the texture you need. And so that's why you knead it. And kneading dough is a process that is very old. It actually dates back to the Vikings, specifically the Norsemen. The Danish would use this to make food as they were traveling towards England. as they were going to take over England. The thing about it is that the Vikings were the first humans who were strong enough to do it. So you got to be really strong, and you just have to kind of work at it. And what it does, it's scientifical actually, because what it does is scientific. Think of it kind of like muscles. Like your muscles are weak when you're a baby. But then if you keep working at it, they get stronger and they form tighter bonds. So they rip less. Muscles don't really rip, but your dough will rip if you don't knead it. Now my workstation's a little bit wobbly, so this is terrifying. I would recommend a much more solid workstation. But you gotta knead at it for like a good 10 minutes. So I'm gonna grab a little more flour, and I'm also gonna whip out our secret ingredient, which is olive oil. Now olive oil actually makes this process a lot easier too. So I like to just throw it directly into my hand in the dough. It's supposed to be like a tablespoonish. I probably did a little more, whatever. And now you just this is how I do it. I use my left palm and I use my right one to kind of flip it over. Kind of like those Japanese workers make that candy that they hit with a hammer. That's how I do it. And the way you want to check if it's done is by getting a little piece of it and then pulling it towards the light. And if you can see through it without it tearing, then you've got yourself some good glutamate. So we actually kind of already have some glutamate forming. You can see, like if I let it stretch, it won't tear. Okay, that was a bad example. I held it for too long. Once you're done kneading it, you need to throw it in a bowl. Usually you should cut it in half. All right, you can use one of those spatula cutters or a knife or whatever, but basically you want it in 2 pieces because you're making 2, unless you double the ingredients and you cut it in 4. You just want the individual pizza ball, and then you want to put it in a bowl with some olive oil. And then you need to cover it with a plastic wrap. You know, just lightly cover it. You don't want it to dry out, so you're just going to cover it with the plastic wrap, and you're going to let that rise. Now, as you guys can probably tell, I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours wasting your time. So I've instead gone ahead and I made some dough earlier today. And it rose a lot, so it's fine. It might not be the best tasting that it could be, but it'll be pretty yummy. So, we're done with the dough. We did it. We killed it. But now we have to do the sauce. So the sauce is actually super easy. It's half a can of crushed tomato, a bit of olive oil, some oregano, and some salt. That's it. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I don't know, it's not that deep. Honestly, I usually end up using less than half a can when I make it. And then I'm going to throw in some olive oil. It's supposed to be like a tablespoon, I guess. I don't know. Some oregano. I don't know how much. I just kind of flour the top. So I have the top looking like it's matcha. And then some salt. And that's it. That's your sauce. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And now we have the cheese. This is the key to this pizza, and this is what makes this pizza taste so good. Because at the end of the day, pizza's very few ingredients. And so we're using a low moisture whole milk mozzarella. All right? It is key that it is low moisture, otherwise it will be splitting in the oven. And all we're gonna do is just grate the cheese in here because we want fresh cheese. Missing the cup? Yeah, a bit. You'll just scoop it in. Who cares? There's a little bit of flour on top. There's a flour in the dough. No one's gonna notice. Honestly, I'll grate it right here. And then I'll just scoop it from the table. It's gonna go into a 500-degree oven. There's gonna be no germs coming out of a 500-degree oven. I can promise you that. Look, I'll get everyone's review at the end, and I promise you, Eamon will not say, hey man, weird that I taste flour on this cheese. All right, I feel pretty good where we're at. So now we're gonna work with the dough. And the dough, bear in mind, this one I made earlier, has been sitting out for over an hour now, and was in the fridge for about 6 hours. So it's quite big. I would recommend getting one of those wooden things that people in pizza shops use and then using that. I don't own one, so I'm just using this. I think it's what Cutie uses for cakes. So I'm using cornmeal. Now I'm sure there's alternatives like semolina flour or something else. I think cornmeal is a little finer than semolina, but basically you need something that will stick to the bottom of the dough that will not stick to your pizza stone or steel, because this is very sticky dough. I would not recommend taking this out and playing around with it too much. I'm gonna even flour my hands a bit just to prepare. And then I'm just gonna try to use gravity to help coax it into a circle. Trying to pinch from the edges. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it's not a perfect circle. It just matters that it's thin enough that you can cook it in the oven. Spin it for the fans. Okay, that was good enough. But you can kind of see it's getting really thin here. And we kind of want that same thinness everywhere. All right, so it's a little long, so I'm gonna throw it down. And I'm just gonna stretch it out on the table. It's a bit square, but I'm not Domino's, I don't give a fuck.
I've been watching. This is great. This is riveting.
Yeah.
Did you wash this table?
A while ago, yeah, after I did the last thing on it.
How long? The last thing, body painting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when you washed it.
Yeah. Germs don't last more than a week.
Earlier, there was more of like, hey, this is how you do the dough.
Yeah.
And normally you would wash the body paint off of your fucking table.
No, I wouldn't. It goes in a 500-degree oven. If no one sees how it's made, no one will know.
I just jizzed all over my pizza. Don't worry, Toe, it's going in my 500-degree oven. Smile.
Okay, that's not, because it's solid.
I mean, it makes sense.
There's solid
right?
protein in it.
There's no all the.
I'm saying
all the
germs.
Cum dies.
I'm saying it does die, so it's sanitary.
Right.
But you wouldn't want to taste gum.
Well.
So the sauce, I'm again using the tablespoon. I'm just gonna grab a bit of it. I'm just gonna pour it and just use the back of it to kind of spread it around. All right, so that seems good. And now we're just gonna throw in the cheese. Just getting cheese on every inch of it. Now we have a little bit of basil.
I sneezed on the pizza. Don't worry, it's going into a 500-degree oven.
They're funny. Sometimes you guys got it.
Hey Ludwig,
not
I
on my
donated
stream.
before this, but it wasn't enough for text-to-speech. I'm really struggling with life right now, and Terry's one thing keeping me going. Your fucking mom. Shout out.
Don't laugh at that. So I'm just grabbing a handful of cornmeal, and I'm just gonna throw her under. Try to just get cornmealed up. You just want it to slide around, you know what I mean? You can't ever just be sitting there stuck. So now we're gonna throw it in the oven, which is always scary, because the oven is 500 degrees and that piece of steel is 500 degrees and it will kill me. What?
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 Neep!
What? Never in this house
Get
again!
out! Get out!
Never!
You fucked this
You
up
get the
again.
fuck out of this house!
How dare you? Get the shit out of here.
It's pizza time. Fucking.
Relax, bro. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's
okay.
cool. It's not worth it, man. Just walk away. Just get out of here.
5 to 6 minutes in there. It's all it needs because it's so hot.
Are you chilling down here?
Yeah, I mean, we have to wait 5 minutes. Like, lovely weather we've been having.
It's been lovely.
I hope that it stays this mild.
This is a IRL on a date with Ludwig.
So what do you do for work?
You know,
I'm sorry, can I touch it?
touch what?
Your bald head, of course. Oh, that's how I thought it'd feel. Thanks for that. It's my first time.
Ooh,
And this is our final product.
mamma mia. Actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, so that's the pizza. How you guys doing? Hey, Ludwig fans. These guys bought merch from mogumoves.com, which is why we flew them out here to try our pizza. All right, boys, so today...
Let's say it, say it.
The plan is simple. We're going to cut this pizza. That's it. These son of a bitches, they know. They always know. All right, we got slices of pizza. Who wants one? All right, we are here upstairs, and we're going to try the pizza. You don't need a pizza cutter. Adam RAGUSEA actually says not to use one. Let me show you the za. Fuck off. What did you say? What did you say about the cheese?
Tastes a little floury. It's super good though.
Look at the back. She's got leopard spotting. Beautiful here, beautiful. It's delicious pizza.
It's really good.
You can make it at home yourself, boys. It's easy. Out of 10.
I get 8.
Yeah, 7.58.
Solid 7.5.
Better than Domino's?
Yeah.
Better than Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Better than Papa John's?
They offer like a full slice.
pizza guy!